2013, a debut crime novel called The Cuckoo's Calling comes out under the name Robert Galbraith. Reviewers love it, sales are quiet. Then a linguistic forensics team runs a stylometric analysis, function word frequencies, sentence length distributions, character ngram fingerprints. Their verdict: this is not a debut novelist. This is J.K. Rowling writing under a pseudonym. Within 2 weeks, the truth is out, and the book hits #1. Welcome back to Lecture 10. Today, what your writing reveals about you when a model looks at it hard enough. Age, gender, personality, native language, sometimes political views, sometimes mental health. This is called author profiling. It is genuinely useful. It is also genuinely uncomfortable. And we need to talk about both sides. V2 gave language models eyes. Vone gave them a chat interface. Now V3 turns the microscope around. Instead of asking what the model can do with your text, we ask what your text says about you. This is the oldest applied NLP task in existence, older than the field itself. It goes back to a 1964 statistical analysis of the Federalist Papers by 2 Harvard statisticians named Mosteller and Wallace. Today's puzzle. The stuff a stylometry model uses to identify you is the stuff you almost never notice yourself writing. How often you saying the versus a. How often you start a sentence with and. Your average sentence length. Your typo patterns. The features that carry the signal are almost invisible to human readers, but wildly consistent within each writer, which is why this works, and why it is uncomfortable. Today's 3 beats. First, stylometry, the oldest applied NLP task. Federalist Papers 1964. What features carry the writer's fingerprint, and why they work. Second, profiling for demographics and personality. Age, gender, Big 5 traits. What the Facebook studies from 2013 actually showed. Third, the ethics tension. Forensic linguistics saves lives and also enables harm. How the same technology helps investigators and stalkers alike. Beat 1. Stylometry, 1964. Harvard. Frederick Mosteller and David Wallace are handed a 200-year-old cold case. 12 of the Federalist Papers, published anonymously, had disputed authorship. Was it Alexander Hamilton or James Madison? Mosteller and Wallace pulled out the function word frequencies. Words like upon, while, whilst, enough. Words that carry no topic content, just style, and the frequencies matched Madison almost every time. Why does that work? Function words are almost unconscious. When you write a sentence, you pick the topic words carefully, but you drop in, of, and, while automatically. Your hand has muscle memory for the little words, which means the pattern of little words in your writing is more consistent than any content you produce. Modern stylometry keeps expanding that feature set. Character engrams, punctuation patterns, typo distributions, emoji frequencies. The fingerprint gets sharper every decade. Fast forward to 2013. J.K. Rowling publishes a crime novel under the pseudonym Robert Galbraith. A tip-off reaches a journalist. 2 academic teams run stylometric matches against Rowling's known writing. Character foregrams, function word frequencies, sentence length distributions. Every test comes back positive. Rowling admits it. Sales explode. That episode made stylometry famous, but the underlying method was still, essentially, Mosteller and Wallace in a modern coat. Beat 2. Author profiling. If a text has a fingerprint that identifies WHO wrote it, does the same text also reveal what the writer is like? In 2002, Koppel, Argamon, and Shimoni published one of the first large-scale gender prediction papers. Using a mix of function word frequencies and part-of-speech patterns, their classifier hit around 80% accuracy, telling male authors apart from female authors on the British National Corpus. Same technique, different target label. In 2013, a much bigger study. Schwartz and co-authors at Penn ran a study of 75,000 Facebook volunteers who agreed to hand over their status updates alongside personality tests, age, and gender. Their models predicted Big 5 personality traits: openness, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, neuroticism, from word usage alone, not perfectly, but well above chance. And they could visualize which words were associated with each trait. Extroverts wrote about party, weekend, love. Introverts wrote about computer, internet, anime. There is a whole family of adjacent tasks. Age prediction. Teens overuse like. Older writers use more subordinate clauses. Native language identification. Chinese loan speakers writing English drop determiners at recognizable rates. German loan speakers use different comma patterns. And in clinical NLP, models can flag signals of depression, suicidal ideation, or early cognitive decline from social media text, with all the caveats about consent and false positives that follow. These are all the same underlying pipeline, feature extraction plus a classifier. Beat 3. Ethics. Forensic linguistics is a real courtroom discipline. It has helped identify anonymous ransom notes. It contributed to catching the Unabomber. Investigators have used stylometry in workplace harassment cases where the harasser sent anonymous emails. When a real crime is being solved, this is life-saving work. And when a whistleblower is being unmasked by an authoritarian government using the same techniques, this is life-ending work. Same tool, different hands. The demographic inference version is even messier. If a model can guess age, gender, and personality from a paragraph, then any platform storing your writing is de facto storing an inferred profile that you never explicitly consented to. Advertisers want this. Insurers want this. Political campaigns want this. The Cambridge Analytica episode in 2018 was partly built on this technology. And the accuracy rates researchers publish are almost never good enough to bet a real decision on a single individual. But companies do it anyway. The honest position on author profiling, in my view, it is a genuinely powerful applied NLP task. The math is not new. The features are not exotic. The ethics are hard and unresolved. As a practitioner, you should know the technology exists, understand what it can and cannot do, and be very careful about which side of the justice scale you are working for. That is the same lesson we will keep hitting in V4 on bias and V5 on hallucination. NLP is never just math. It is always applied to people. 3 takeaways before the quiz. 1. Stylometry started in 1964. Mosteller and Wallace on the Federalist Papers. Function words carry the writer's fingerprint because they are almost unconscious. The Rowling unmasking in 2013 was the same method with better features. 2. Author profiling extends the same pipeline to age, gender, native language, personality, mental health. Schwartz 2013 at Penn showed personality prediction from Facebook TextWorks well above chance. 3. The ethics are dual use. The same tool that catches the Unabomber unmasks whistleblowers. Every practitioner needs to know what it can do, what it cannot, and who they work for. Quiz 1. Why do function words carry so much stylometric signal? A. Because they are the rarest words in English. B. Because writers use them almost unconsciously, so their frequencies are highly consistent within a single author. C. Because they contain the most topic information. Or D. Because they only appear in formal writing. B. Muscle memory leaks. Content words you choose deliberately. Function words like the, of, while, and you drop in on autopilot, which is why Mosteller and Wallace's 1964 approach still works. Your unconscious habits are more consistent than your conscious ones. Quiz 2. What did the Schwartz 2013 Facebook study demonstrate? A. That personality is randomly distributed across users. B. That big 5 personality traits can be predicted from status update word usage on a 75,000 volunteer dataset, well above chance. C. That advertising does not work on Facebook. Or D. That LLMs can pass the Turing test. B. Schwartz and co-authors at Penn showed that word usage draws recognizable maps of extroversion, openness, conscientiousness, agreeableness, and neuroticism. Extroverts wrote about parties and weekends. Introverts wrote about computers and anime. Not perfect, but well above chance. Quiz 3. What is the honest ethical position on author profiling technology? A. It is harmless, nobody actually uses it. B. It is dual use. The same techniques help forensic investigators and enable stalkers, and practitioners must know what it can do, what it cannot, and who they work for. C. It should be illegal in all cases. Or D. It is only used academically. B. The Practitioner's Oath from 3T Cont 3. The tool is real and powerful. The math is not exotic. The applications range from catching serial killers to unmasking dissidents. Know what it does, know its limits, and stay honest about which side of the scale you are working for. Back to the puzzle. The reason your prose leaks is the same reason it works so well as a fingerprint. You cannot consciously watch every little word you write. That is the strength of the method. It is also the source of every ethical worry attached to it. Next video, the bias problem. What happens when the models themselves are unfair? Next time, the bias problem. Word embeddings encode stereotypes. Classifiers make demographic mistakes at systematically different rates. And the infamous gorilla incident. Why models are never neutral. Hit subscribe.